Hey gang, hey Maxon. Maxon is a buddy of mine, and he's watching this video right now, ain't you, Maxon? I'm gonna run this chainsaw in this video for you, buddy. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try out for the first time ever, my new to me Shindaiwa 680. That's right. So we're gonna do a couple test cuts in this log. It's a beautiful day, but it is cold out. That's why I got my field jacket on. I got my gloves. And we're going to see how this Shindaiwa runs. And then maybe I'll take it and put it in some bigger wood that I've got to cut up for firewood. So far it's really nice. I really like it. I'm so spoiled whenever it comes to power that I'm wanting to say that this feels like a 60cc saw, and it probably does. But even though these are 68 cc's, it is completely bone stock, no muffler mod, nothing. Okay, so it's probably right on par with my Husqvarna 268. It's considerably smaller though. It's a nice light power head, and I like it. I've had a few different people mention to me about the vibrations of these, because they are a smaller saw that they kept making bigger and bigger, which means the crank bearings, the cases, the crankshaft, everything was actually kind of meant to be for a smaller saw, and so the vibrations are amplified whenever you put the larger piston on there. This is a 49mm piston on a saw that actually is the size of a 55cc setup, so it does vibrate a good bit. I immediately noticed it right there. But let's go ahead and take it up front, and I got to rip some great big rounds in half so that I can pick them up and move them around to split them for firewood. You come with me now, Maxon, okay? Hang in there. Okay, so here we are with a bunch of great big pieces of wood that I'm going to turn into firewood because it's cold out here, right? But I can't pick them up because they're too big. So I'm going to use the chainsaw to cut them in half. This is called ripping or noodling, or there's probably something else I'm forgetting. Sometimes I forget stuff. Do you ever forget stuff? Now these chainsaws are loud, and this is going to be a long sustained cut. So let's protect our ears with some hearing protection. Sometimes I wear these earplugs, and other times I wear ear muffs. I got my safety glasses. I got my hearing protection. There's nothing above me, so I don't need to protect my head right now. I got my nice sturdy leather gloves. And my strong work boots. All of these things help to protect me. Do you have your protection? love making wood noodles. So now, that great big piece of wood, I can pick it up now because I cut it into 4 small pieces. That's called quarter. And now that firewood has to sit for a long time so that it dries out. But last year, I cut up firewood and it's already set for a long time. And that's this stuff right here. Now we take this stuff and we put it in our wood stove. So that's what keeps Louie Dog warm. That's why he likes to sit in front of the stove, because it's nice and warm. We get nice hot air blowing right on him. Isn't that nice? And that's how we make firewood, or at least that's how I make it. Next up, next time I think I'll show you how I split the firewood into even smaller pieces so that we can get it into the stove. I hope you liked it, Maxon. Well, I hope you liked this video. And for the rest of you guys out there who are over 5 years old, what are my quick thoughts on the Shindaiwa 680? For its time, I bet you it was awesome. I mean, as it is right now, it's a good firewood saw, completely stock, and I'm very happy with it. But can it hold a candle to today's 68cc saws? Absolutely not. Not in its stock condition anyways. Do I look forward to being able to get more power out of it? Absolutely. But a 590 would probably eat its lunch. You know, probably an Echo 590 would probably tear it up. Stock for stock. And that's a 59cc saw versus a 68cc saw. So that's a big difference in size, you know. That's a whole 10% more displacement that this thing has. And as far as the professional 60cc market, the 590, well, it's technically not even in the professional market. It's just close. So it's at the bottom end of the spectrum. Could it compete even close to a 562 XP? No. Probably couldn't even compete close to a 362, you know, from Steel. And they are pretty much bottom of the pecking order with that, in that class. And it definitely couldn't compete with the 620. However, all that said, this is a saw that I believe was designed around 1985, and it's pretty fantastic for that being said. You know, I think it's probably pretty close to a 268, but I think a 268 is more powerful than it is. And now maybe this thing has a little bit low compression on it or something, but those horsepower numbers where this thing was rated 4.7 horsepower versus a 268 being rated at 4.6 horsepower, I don't buy it. Unless possibly this thing is a little bit low on compression. And if it is, I'm fine with that. I'm super happy with it. I'm just trying to, you know, explain my experience to you guys that are interested. That's it. I definitely like it. It doesn't vibrate that bad. It is noticeable. It really is. But, yeah, I mean, it's not that bad. It's probably not as bad as any of the old Max 1010 stuff or the home lights. It's not as bad as those, but it's also not as good as, you know, modern stuff at all. Not even close. It does vibrate and you know it's happening immediately. But, you know, it's pretty good. But that saw right there, like I would, in its current state, no way I'd run more than a 20-inch bar on it, unless I had to. But yeah, it's not that strong. But that doesn't mean that's not bad. I like it. And I didn't have to pay $1,300 for it. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, kind of get sort of upset with me complaining about some of the steels. And like I'll make excuses for something like this. Well, this is a saw that's 40 effing years old. You know? I mean, they're different freaking categories. Of course, and in this thing, you know, the amount of money that I'm probably going to have in it, the way it is right now, is, you know, $200 versus a brand new, out of the box, $1,300 steel. It's like, you know, and maybe they're not. Yeah, I'm talking specifically about the MS400. Yeah, the power head alone's probably only a little over $1,000 and stuff, and I get it. The 1,300 is probably a stretch. It's not that expensive, but let's just say $1,000. There are reasons why I complain about steel, and it ain't because of trying to stir anything up. It's that I expect more from my dollar than what I typically get whenever I purchase a steel chainsaw, and that's it. If I'm paying top dollar for a brand new designed hot rod saw, I expect it to be a top dollar brand new designed hot rod saw. I don't expect to have any complaints with it, you know. But anyways, this got off on a tangent. I like the 680, but you know, how do I put this? It ain't nothing special, you know. Now, would it be if I can get that thing to put out 7 horsepower? Yeah, it'd be pretty awesome then, and maybe I will. You know, the Japanese saws are known across the board. They've always had this horrible, great big squish, and they don't, you know, they respond very well to upgrades in performance because they're held back from the factory. So, yeah, if I do anything to that thing, you guys will know, and it runs great. It's doing a little weird thing with the idle there after it got good and warmed up, but I ain't worried about it. It's running really good. Maybe it's got an air leak somewhere. Hey, Maxon, did you stay in there to the end, buddy? See you next time.